video producer Jon Schwartz has been coming to Hawaii to go kayak fishing for a few years now. He recently invited us to come along with him on his latest adventure in Kona. During a serene early morning at Honokohau Harbor in Kona, Jon Schwartz prepares his kayak and tells us how he got started in the sport of kayak fishing.
I was fishing from shore a lot. And my wife said, look, if you're gonna spend all that time away and show up with a couple of little fish about 8 inches long, you need to at least catch something. And at the same time, I had met a friend, and he's like, well, you seem to be doing kind of okay from shore. Have you ever thought about kayak fishing? Because I live in San Diego. I go, what can you catch in a kayak? He goes, well, check it out on the internet. So I put in kayak fishing, and this picture of this dude, Dennis Spike, with this sailfish. He's holding the bill, and I'm like, I'm gonna do that. Well, when that time comes, I want to be able to say, cool, I did everything I wanted to do. And actually, I've been really lucky with my family and fishing and my job and stuff like that. I'm really having the time of my life. I just don't even have, there we go, here's my double hook rig. I really don't even have time to do all the things that I like to do. Fishing is really more about being in the right place at the right time than knowing what you're doing. Otherwise, I would never have any luck. Okay, so I got this top water thing right here. That's basically fly lined. In other words, there's no weight on it. But this one right here, same type of setup, except I got 1.5 ounces or 1.25 ounces of weight here. And this will help me target different places in the water column. This should remain basically on top because there's no weight. And this will put, if I want to troll 2 baits at the same time, this will put one a little bit lower down.
Jon has written several magazine articles about his adventures, produced a DVD, and was even featured on the National Geographic Channel. Jon's not heading out there alone. Providing additional support is the fishing charter boat Aloha Kai, with Captain Jeff Rogers, crewman Steph Bauman, and photographer Tom Carey. Jon is headed to a spot right outside the harbor where he caught uluas weighing from 40 to 60 pounds on previous trips.
One time I was out here and I wasn't getting anything, so I put on a jig, I dropped it down, and I caught one of these little Hawaiian goatfish. And a little bit of quick thinking, I tied on a leader made out of knottable steel wire. I dropped it down with some weight, and that was the first ulua that I ever caught. All right, let's see, what's the depth here? If this is right, only 89, 95, but I go over here. Okay, I got 117, 110. This is my spot right here. Could be who knows what.
You can always drop a bait right here by the green buoy.
That's what I'm gonna do.
What size is the ball?
Opalu. That's the bait of choice. So, off I go. Right.
After trolling around for a half hour without so much as a nibble, Captain Rogers calls it, and Jon's kayak is hauled aboard the Aloha Kai. They're going to try their luck elsewhere.
All right, so strategy. I get in the kayak, you hand me the rod with the bait. I'll drop it down, I'll put it on the clicker. I'll paddle into the wind so we keep less of a belly in the line, right? I'll wait to get hit. Now when I get hit, you're telling me that they can still rock me. So the biggest task is, say, the first minute or two, I gotta crank them up off that, right?
If there's something to hang you up on, they will hang you up. So, I mean, if you get something really big that's just taking line, taking line, taking line, you're gonna have to bump it up until you get them stopped. Once you get them up off the bottom a little bit, you're okay. Right. But there's some big ones, I mean, you're at the point where you know you're near breaking strength on your line, but if it's still taking line, they're going to cut you off anyway.
I don't think I'm going to be breaking strength on the line. I think I'm going to be pull off Jon off the kayak.
That's true.
Captain Jeff heads for the next spot and drags lures in hopes of getting fresh bait for Jon.
First drop. but looking at it, it's just not good. Oh! Just the one that's sitting on the floor, right? I meant the one inside.
It's a nice aku, but Captain Jeff wants something smaller, and he's not keeping anything he can't use.
Launch!
It's like, no, it's in there, man.
Not lunch, launch! Not time to eat, time to fish!
After a 30-minute boat ride, they arrive at the grounds and launch Jon's kayak. Jon's hoping to hook something large, and this is probably the best place to do just that.
Need?
I think so.
Hey, I'm heading out that way.
Where am I heading?
With me.